Hola, my mense. Matisa man, verskoon the voice, but you know the show has to go on. Welcome to The Tribe here on One Africa TV. My name is Sheulenga, and this week on The Tribe, we are catching up with multi-talented Namibian award-winning singer, songwriter, composer, and performer, Von Arends. And we're introducing you to breakthrough Oberisha artist, George Nderura. He's talking on 10 albums and how one gets there. All that and so much more right here on The Tribe. Do stay tuned.
Hey, this is Von Arends. Catch The Tribe on One Africa TV.
Great combo deal from Choppies! Choppies, great value for your money.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
You are set on time for our Tribe exclusive featuring Namibian award-winning singer-songwriter Von Arends. Von, you've been here before? Once at least, op Swakster.
It feels like a million years ago.
Like it really does.
It feels like I need to ask you, how's your life? How's your family?
I know, everybody's well. I hope yours and your side
Everybody's
too.
well on my side as well.
Absolutely. It hasn't been an easy journey though, ever since 2018, 2019. You were supposed to go on tour.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, and then something's happened. What you been up to since we spoke to you last?
Well, since we last spoke, we went on a European tour. So we went to Germany and the Netherlands and Luxembourg. And then we were booked back the next year, but that was the infamous 2020. And then everything kind of got stopped. And the rest is kind of blur, really.
Since.
We had a whole album written. And during the first lockdown, we reviewed the music and we were like, we don't feel any of these things anymore.
How did people receive you though when you were out there in Luxembourg?
It was
Germany?
incredible.
Yeah.
Like we had somehow, and I can be honest with myself, right? I'm not well known in Germany, right? I know if I can have a show in Namibia, I'll have quite a decent attendance. I didn't think so, anyways. But we had these sold out shows in these little villages, right? But it's because it's such a, we played in venues that people don't generally visit, you know, people don't generally go there. And I remember one specific place we were playing in this little German hamlet called Kettisch. Sold out, completely sold out in this back garden thing. And the mayor or whatever was there as well.
The mayor came to Halle?
So he came to us and he speaks to me in German. My German is poor at best. Luckily, my bassist at the time, Johnny, he's German through and through. And basically what this guy came was like, thank you for bringing your show to my town. Like, wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
We had the opportunity to only see it from social media, obviously, and I was very impressed with, oh my gosh, like Von has been trying this for the past 5 years and already being able to move beyond borders and still go with that impression. But right, we're hollering back at you on The Tribe.
Right.
Yes, you're one of the musicians in the land of the brave who's got the coolest gigs ever. Follow Von Arends' Instagram, you will not be disappointed. He looks like he's out there selling tourism. Tell us about some of the highlights.
One of the cooler gigs I did recently was on a boat.
On a boat?
On like a catamaran, or with Larimon. I don't know if you know Larimon Tours in Walvis Bay. So they had these, they put up sound system at the back of the boat and I was jamming on this boat. Even in the COVID times, even during when we were not supposed to be playing, we had these weird like small gigs on like in the desert.
Yeah,
like
I know.
we'd have these people like bring us out to the desert and it's like, it was 5 or 6 people or something. It was
private gigs you're being booked for.
These little things, and it's been weird, but I'm happy to be able to do this. I don't think if the year went the way it should have, because we were supposed to go back on tour, we were supposed to go to South Africa, we had festivals and stuff, so we wouldn't have had the experience of playing these little intimate things. Although I am at the point now where I want to play the big gigs.
Yeah, again, you kind of miss it.
I'm kind of itching to get back on a festival stage.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Yeah.
How does it feel being booked for tours and being booked in spaces like South Africa when Namibian artists hardly get that opportunity a lot, and especially being booked during a time like COVID-19. Like, how does that make you feel, and what do you hope could be done better for other artists to get these opportunities?
Well, in South Africa, I can't tell you because we never went on this tour. But I mean, it was quite exciting to know that, because I feel like I've played everywhere in Namibia at this point. I've really played north, south, west, east, everywhere. And I'm really excited to kind of connect with new people at the gigs. And I think the first step for any Namibian artist is just taking the leap. Our first European tour wasn't like sponsored, or we weren't contacted by the clients. We contacted venues and said, we are going to be here, what's up? Let's do something. And I think a lot of people, they get demotivated because they see artists going on these tours to all around to weird places around the world. But you know, for me especially, I wasn't asked to go there. I had to make an initiative to get there. And I think a lot of people think I'm not good enough because I'm not being asked to play these venues. Well, neither was I, but I asked.
I'm offering my services.
No. All they can say is no, right? And then you move on to the next venue.
And then you move on to the next venue.
There's 1,000,003 other venues that want live music, and you know what? It only takes one to say yes, and that's what happened with us. We didn't have a very extensive tour. I think we had like 9 dates or something. Across 2 weeks. And from that, we got booked for the next one. So you just need to get the initial one and then practice, obviously, get there and you know, kick some butt.
Absolutely.
And then the next ones will come. And my advice is always to someone trying to get out there, just get out there, even if it's a free gig. In a place where exposure still counts something. Don't do an exposure gig in a town that you've played already, or in a place that is not going to give you exposure, someone just trying to get something out of you. Do the exposure gigs. I've always, the first merch I ever brought out was a shirt that said, was the definition of exposure, the magical entity that helps me pay my bills at the end of the month. Which was, you know, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but as I've traveled more, I do actually see the benefit in just playing for a big audience.
Absolutely.
You know, and it doesn't come directly usually. It usually comes from, I saw you at this thing and that thing, and then the
it's still an exposure. It's still you being, if you're getting paid, you're still being exposed to a new audience that has never seen you perform before, and they will cut you to say, yo, what's up?
Definitely.
Come through. Now, it's even for award-winning artists, there are so many challenges, and those challenges have come up even more now during this COVID-19 time. What are some of the challenges that you face, and how did you deal with them, like not being able to perform?
It feels like have you ever had a hose pipe in the back garden, like your finger on the water while the water's running? It kind of feels like it's just, you know, at some point I'm gonna blow, man. I have to play music. I have to play a gig or something. And my biggest one was obviously I hit a really bad depression during the first lockdown because we had huge cancellations for the months of April and May and through the whole year. So I fell into that hole for a while, and that's also why I scrapped the first album, because the album was titled Life and Other Anomalies, and I felt like it wasn't appropriate to what we were experiencing right now. So I scrapped it and I rewrote a whole new album. Entirely.
I just felt
it was disingenuous, you know.
It wasn't clicking.
I wasn't going to go be singing about how great life is when life's not that great at the moment, is it? And that's how the new album, Here Lies One Orange, came.
That's my next question. Your sophomore album is coming up. Here Lies One Orange. Now, from my experience in life, that's something you put on your tombstone.
110%.
Tell us about what's behind the name, and then what's the content of the album. What language are you speaking to us now?
It's a total departure from my old style. That's where the Here Lies One Orange. It's a total annihilation of what people thought my sophomore was going to be. I wrote and I produced without any limits. If I was going to make a rap song with KP Illist on this side of the album, and the other side have a rock song, and in the middle have like an alternative pop song, you know, I'm going to do that. And I gave myself zero constraints to what, because I've always produced a bit of everything, really, but then I would always kind of weed out what I didn't think would work on the project, and I didn't do that whatsoever for this one.
I guess jammer. Ek drink soms dalk te veel as ek die einde van die aand kan maak. Is ek dan 'n regte man? En ek sê jammer, ek gaan nie weer gereeld so baie kerk toe nie. Ek's dalk so bietjie skaam vir wie ek nou geraak het. En ek sê jammer, ek sê jammer, ek is nie meer 'n man van goud nie. Ek sê jammer, ek sê jammer, ek is nie meer 'n man van goud nie.
We're about insightful conversations,
We're about business,
your startup and SME,
your entrepreneurial journey.
especially your hustle.
No. We are Afro-pop.
No, Afro excellence.
Pop culture.
We're more like culture. The crème du crème.
For your daily dose of ingenuity and insight,
Flair and sophistication.
catch us weekdays at 6 to 10 a.m.
Sivo and Mo in the morning. Dude, must you be extra? Must we be extra? Ah!
In a vision, I saw an image of you. Yeah, sitting down on a park bench as
Welcome back to our Tribe exclusive. We're talking to Namibian award-winning contemporary artist Von Arndt. Not actually, you know what? Scratch that. He's a diverse artist. He just mentioned to us that he can do it all. Your social media platforms are filled with love, not just from your fans, but also from your side. And I see you're wearing a band on your ring. I mean, like, are you engaged? Did you get married while we're sleeping?
No one's asked me this question before.
Okay, well, you can shake it. I mean, but it's out. We can see.
I
you
have
are.
met the love of my life.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
This is it's a promise ring.
Okay.
I don't want to give away too much, but you can be on the lookout for that announcement at some
No
point.
problem. We got you. Okay.
Yeah, it totally hit me, like blindsided me as it does.
Does that change how you make the music when you fall in love?
I've
Is
never
that-
made a love song.
Oh, yeah. You
until I
don't
met
have
her.
love songs.
I don't have love songs. I write about weird stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I've never written a. It's always been either a heartbreak, lots of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Pain,
but
there's a lot of pain.
Lots of pain, but seriously, it just changes your whole way of thinking. I mean, it's not my first rodeo. It's not my first relationship or anything, but it's definitely the most healthy relationship I've ever been in.
We are healthy right there with you.
And it's a healthy from both ways. I think a lot of people are not, when they say they're in a toxic relationship or in a relationship it doesn't necessarily mean that it's only from one side. You might not know that your toxicity is a problem for that. Exactly. And I think this is it's very good for me.
When you feel it in your soul, you know when it's perfectly fine for you.
Yeah, I've always thought it's super corny when people say, when you know, you know. I'm like, oh, whatever, man. When you know, man. Now I'm that guy.
Now you know. Now
I'm
you're that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thorn in My Side, your latest single, the inspiration behind the song. I know we mentioned earlier on, pain is your thing sometimes. And Thorn in My Side is deep.
Yeah.
It's really deep.
It's not my first song about mental health.
Yes.
But so I feel that a lot of times, especially in countries like Namibia, mental health is not always taken as seriously as physical health. And I think as soon as we get to that point, we need to kind of weigh them up the same, because a healthy mind houses a healthy body, and vice versa. So this is a song written from the perspective of someone who has a mental disorder such as schizophrenia. Those are the little tips you hear in between. It's an old interview I found from the 50s in Canada of a mental health patient being interviewed by a healthcare professional. And that's also when you read the YouTube video description. that should give you as much as you need to know about the song, and kind of trying to frame that as a pop song. So that's always my little thing, is trying to get my message out there without sounding preachy, firstly, and secondly without losing any of its pop quality. And I have to say I'm quite happy with how it came out.
You have to listen.
It's different, yeah.
You're gonna listen to the song first, and then you're gonna feel the rhythm. You're gonna feel what's going on, and then you're gonna go like, wait, what's that in between? And when you go and watch it, then you go and understand, and then your mood changes. You start to have a better understanding because you're sharing with us what people with mental health go through. Totally love that. We know it's coming up on the next album. When is the album dropping? If you do have dates, if you don't, surprise us, whatever. Where can we go to watch it?
I'm not going to Kanye you and tell you one date and then move it out for like 6 months every time. I want to tell you end of the year, but we know that we're in a pandemic right now, and it's not as easy to take off as much to be in studio. So in an ideal world, end of the year. In a non-ideal world, beginning of next year. But it will be out in the next 6 months. That's for sure.
No doubt about that. Where do we go to follow you on social media and just stay up to date with you?
Everything. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on TikTok now.
Yeah.
Doing what the kids are doing. Getting on that social platform. I'm the world's most inconsistent TikToker. But every time I upload, I say Namibia's most consistent TikToker is back. Meanwhile, I post once every 3 weeks or something, or once a month, maybe.
But we're searching for Born Arends.
Born Arends everywhere.
Yeah,
it's the same handle everywhere. Born Arends, BAUGHNAHRENS.
Thank you.
Even when they come alive, I swear to God I'd rather die than lay here in my room. Watch the evil as it looms through my flat lid, underneath my eyes, behind my doors, behind my blinds. I know it sounds untrue, and I know it sounds like I have lost my mind.
People become vague and empty. Their manner is childish, and they are gone. If they do react emotionally, their reaction is often inappropriate.
You're nothing but a thorn in my side. You're nothing but a thorn in my side. A thorn in my side.
She complains of auditory hallucinations, voices, and strange feelings of being controlled by unseen forces.
Take away my talking.
The voices?
Yes.
How does they do it?
Hey kids, are you in primary school and want to get extra supplementary maths, English and science lessons? Then invite learning in with One Africa TV's #LearnOn1 every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. And thanks to NMH's My Zone, these lessons are 100% Namibian. There's so much to learn with #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
So, it's just the two of us. Can't beat this.
Beats this.
Oh, hey.
You can't beat the Champions League.
Europa League, La Liga, Serie A,
And the Premier League.
all 380 matches of it, with its own dedicated Super Sport channel, Maji.
Get a HD decoder, dish kit, and 1 month of DSTV compact for only 1,099 Namibian dollars.
Welcome back to the tribe. We are far from done, as it is time for us to introduce more Namibian talent to you. This time we are talking to George Derura, Oberisha artist who's been working in the industry since 2004. George, thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the tribe.
Yes, I'm good to be here. It's good and it's a privilege for me to be here. I'm very happy. It's my first time on the TV, as you can see, but I'm cool. Yeah, the Oberisha industry, it's just like that. I've been there for a while. I started in 2004 at school in Omaru Primary. I mean at Omashete Primary School, and then I moved to my high school. That is where I upgraded, and then I was called by my sister to join the YA Omaru. That was 2008. That is where I recorded my two first songs with Aisia Muraranganda at Blue Moon Studio. So my first song was Omapanga. So that was actually basically talking about friendship, or which friends you should be with. You should choose your friends and then just don't be with anybody. And then the second song was Ongombe. And then that was track number 7 in 2008, the Voice album. And then those were my two first songs. Yep.
It must be challenging somehow to, come from that time. It wasn't easy as now.
No, the industry was tough.
It was tough, Nick.
It was tough. There was very good groups like the likes of Ongorono Mundu, Shishe Pura Sheriama, Wild Dogs. And then we had a group like Upambians where Ben Mushanga was also, and then we had 2 Rounds. And Too Many. Bullet was also there that time.
So these guys were jumping high. They were the highest. Yes.
They were the highest,
yes,
the biggest fish in the water.
The biggest fish in the water.
Yes.
But what inspired you? What made you continue with wanting to write and put your messages out there about friendship and just positive news?
You see, when you are around the world, you need to be close to people that you think they can take you somewhere in life. That is where I came up with the song Omapanga, and then from there we had to go to Dr. Yekura Kavari because this Ongombe song, it was like a poem. So we had to go to the UNAM to ask for his permission for us to sing his poem, because he is the original man that came up with the Ongombe poem. And then me and the wire managers, Mr. Bodiki Tauripeke, we went and asked for permission, and he granted us the permission, and I managed to sing that. Yeah.
Do you remember?
I still remember.
Give us a little George.
Hinoya shikwarungu, ashikwarungu shakandoto. That was my first songs.
No, I can understand why your sisters called you to come, because they knew there was something in there.
The very funny thing also, may his soul rest in peace, because the person that also brought me up, we laid him in Okapere last year. His name was Chester Kangandi. May his soul rest in peace, really. He also played a big role in my music. And then from the 2014? Yes, 2014 is when I decided that now I'm grown up, I need to grow up. And then I started my own group. I call myself GMN, aka George Beuna Derura. So that is where I am now. With GMN, we have 5 albums. With The Wire, I did more than 7 albums. And then I was always singing more than 7 songs in albums. So I did a lot.
So the voice is familiar.
Yeah.
You've heard him. Even if you're not a Ovarisha artist or a fan, you've heard him before.
Yes.
Please.
And then 2014, I came up with my first album, which was The Phenomenon.
That was the first one that you did as a solo project?
Yes, as a solo project.
Okay.
Yes, it was created by Mr. Kos Moyo. He's the one that came up with the nice pictures on top of the album, and the editing and designing, it was him. And then my second album is George Beuna. It was Ano Jibos. And then I was nominated in 2016 to go for the NAMIS. I went and performed in Swakop, in Valvis Friday, and then the award was on the Saturday where Diop took the award. Yes, but I was also part of the artists that were nominated.
You must give us the number for the WhatsApp group so we can be part of it.
All right.
I've never heard of an artist who has a WhatsApp group where their music, with more than 300 people, where their music is just being played all day. I totally love that idea.
Yeah, that is actually what we do in Ovarisha. Each and every artist created his own platform where he meets with his people, and then whatever they want to give or what they want to deliver to you, you talk on a group, and then kind of an executive group of let's say 5 people that you trust to work with the finance, and then they handle the things. That is how we roll. But if anyone wants to hear anything from me, I'm at 081-7351-806. That's my business number. That is what I do. 081-7351-806. And then you can find George Bemunadira, aka GMN, on Facebook, Instagram, as well as WhatsApp. If you call me on the same number that I give you, you can find me on WhatsApp, and my YouTube channel is GMN 509 also.
Oranienmund, established in 1936, from which point onwards CDM, now Namdeb Diamond Corporation, provided every service, the schooling, infrastructure and entertainment required for the people of the town. The winds of change is blowing over Oranienmund, which is no longer a closed town.
This ship was commandeered by King Charles III, and he actually sent a knight to Spain to go and fetch some money from investors, because they wanted to go and fetch some spices in India.
When we were kids, the mine delivered milk, bread, and black paper, black plastic bags for your rubbish, and cleaned your garden, did the maintenance of your house. You had furniture already installed in your house.
It is time for us to call it a wrap. But just in case you missed any of it, head on over to social media at The Tribe Namibia to catch up. From all of us here at One Africa TV and The Tribe, it's Chris. Bye-bye.